I did actually simplify my skincare routine a while ago, you may remember, and I just said, right, okay, I'm cutting out all this, then I'm only using these few products. But I feel like I've gone back to this again, and I'm okay with that. As I've talked about before, I like sort of giving my skin a dose of something, and then I'm happy to kind of step back. I'm not saying that that is the scientific way or the best way. That's just what I enjoy doing. You know, sometimes I love using loads of products, and then I'm like, oh, I'm so over this, you know, I just want things simplified. So for my evening routine, I start one night. I've got a two-night routine. So one night I am using this lactic acid. This is the Ordinary lactic acid. This is the 10% plus hyaluronic acid. You can see I'm about halfway down the bottle. This is something that I've loved for years, and I love this when I've got any kind of dry patches. Now, I don't have any dry patches at the moment, but my skin does feel dry, and I know that this kind of attracts moisture to it and is good for dry skin. So it's something that I enjoy using. I'm using this just on my face at the moment. I'm then following that with the Geek and Gorgeous A-Game 0.1% retinol serum. I really love this, so much so that I've got another bottle waiting, so I am going to use another bottle of this. I just think it's the best. Retinaldehyde is the best of all of the types of retinoids that I've tried. You know, retinol irritates my skin, tretinoin makes it really dry and flaky. This one works absolutely fine for me. I can put this on my neck, but I'm not at the moment, and it's nothing to do with irritation at all, because I used it for a few times on my neck and it was fine. But I'm trying to test out the self tanners and kind of go through them and get rid of ones that just don't work well for me. And so I'm just unsure of how this will affect the self tanner, because I didn't ever put, I can put tretinoin on my neck and not get irritated, bizarrely, but I would never put retinol on my neck because it did affect it. But anything like that will affect your tan. I feel like it would make it go a little bit more patchy, you know, because your skin's turning over faster. And so I don't know how this will affect things. So I want to just not use this on my neck for now until I figure out which self tans I know work, and then I can start using this, use my self tan and see if it is affected, if that makes sense. So I'm using that after the lactic acid on my face. I do give it about 5 minutes after using the lactic acid. Because I've then used nothing on my neck specifically, I use the Matrixyl on my neck. So this is the Matrixyl 10% plus hyaluronic acid, so I just use this on my neck. I've been following that with the Pycnogenol 5%. So this is that product that I said I wanted to try again, simply because everybody was raving about it in the reviews, and you know, I've heard a lot of you guys use it and have found wonderful things from it, and so I just wanted to try it out of interest. I actually do like how it makes my skin feel. It's weird because it's an orange product, and I feel like when I see it, I'm like, well, it is a little bit like the sea buckthorn oil in the fact that it's so orange, you know, but and so maybe it just puts me in mind of that. But my skin does feel nice putting it on, but I'm still getting that same vinegary smell, and I was putting it on with a brush, but that's not really going to work out for me, because then I have to wash the brush every day in order for that to be hygienic, you know. So I put it on with my fingers yesterday, and I was like, oh no, for some reason that makes it, I can smell it as I'm putting it on, you know, and the vinegar smell is just too much for me. So I'm going to use up the bottle. I'm only up to about there, so I'll be using it for a while, and I'll just try and get over myself and ignore the scent. But that's what I'm using after. So lactic acid and retinol on my face, Matrixyl on my neck, and then I put this all over my face and neck, and I've had no issues with that at all. Like I said, I put it on and it does feel really nice. And they all work really quite well together as well. You know, there's nothing, again, no pilling, balling up, nothing like that. I just wanted to let you know, I'm still using the tretinoin. This is the Obagi tretinoin 0.1%. I'm still using the tiniest amount. I don't even squeeze the tube. I literally just put a tiny amount on my finger and go under my eyebrow there, so that I can do a kind of 6 months to a year test and see if it does anything for that right eye, because you know how my right eye droops more than my left eye. It's kind of since the eyelid surgery that I had, but I think it was like that a little bit before it as well, and you know, Botox may have affected it. I haven't got Botox in at the minute. I'm going to have my migraine Botox again next week, and I'm actually going to ask her to avoid putting it in here, because she's done it twice now, and twice this side has fallen down. I think the muscles are just very weak in this side. So but yeah, just to let you know, I'm putting that tiny bit of tretinoin on. And the eye serum that I've been using is this fractionated eye contour concentrate by NIOD. I absolutely adore this. I always forget how much I enjoy it. And I think I must just get lazy. You know, like I said, sometimes I just want to simplify everything. And when I do, there would be no eye serum, there would be no eye cream. And I'm just like, no, I can't be bothered with that. But when I use this for the first time again, I put this back in my makeup cleansing bag, and I was like, oh, it just feels so lovely that I remember to use it, because it feels so beautifully silky when going on, you know, and it does feel like it's really hydrating. How much it actually hydrates, I don't know, because my under eyes or my eye area hasn't been really dry, even with using the tretinoin. There's a slight dryness there, but so maybe it's helping that, but that's why I started making sure I'm using some kind of eye cream. So I use it just kind of, again, under my eyebrow and under this area here. And it doesn't make my eyes water or anything, you know, really love that. Then the final product I'm using is, I am just kind of using this up. This is the Drunk Elephant Balm Electrolyte Water Facial Hydrating Mask. It's basically just a night cream or a night lotion. And it's nice, and it kind of seals everything in, and, you know, it feels nice enough. This is certainly not something that I would want to repurchase. I wouldn't even want it as, you know, as a gift, or if it was on special offer or anything, because it's just ordinary, you know. It does a good job, but it's not that much different to my natural moisturising factors from the Ordinary, and so yeah, not something I would repurchase, but I'm using this up. So that's night 1. Night 2 is not that different. I only replace the lactic acid with my peptide, so my Matrixyl. So first night, lactic acid, retinol on my face, peptide on my neck, followed by Pycnogenol, and then on the second night I just put Matrixyl, so my peptide, after cleansing and removing makeup and everything, and, you know, going over with my micellar water, I put on my Matrixyl peptide all over face and neck, and I put that over my eyes as well. Follow that with the retinol on my face, and then Pycnogenol face and neck, and then again in with that Balm. So that's what I'm using at the moment. It does feel like a lot of layers, I have to say, and I think if I had to just fall on one side or the other, I would probably try and find products that combined ingredients, but, you know, not use so many like it does. I do feel like you're layering up, and especially if, like me, you're impatient and I don't really wait for each one to sink in, you know. I just kind of slap them on top of each other than with the acid. I do tend to wait a little bit after that, but you know, I do wonder how well they can work all together when I'm not waiting at all, but I'm just too impatient to do that, and they all seem to work pretty well together. So that is my I'm now 49-year-old, is that right? It's 21, I was born in 72, yeah, 49-year-old skincare routine that I'm doing at the moment. So I don't think it will change. I don't think it will change that much. Once I run out of the niacin, I don't think I've got another one, so I'll probably just use the peptide in the morning. Oh no, I can't, because I'm using it with C. So this is one of those routines that I had to use my own. You know how I've got those skincare sheets where I write down all your needs, and you write down what you want to achieve, and then what you can't combine. We all had to use that to figure out how to use all these together and not combine things. Peptides is the biggest problem. You know, you can't use it with acids, or it's best not to use it with acids or vitamin C or anything like that. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that. Let me tell you what I'm wearing. I have got on the KVD Good Apple foundation in Light 012. My eyes is just a mix of eyeshadows that I've got. You know, it's just matte eyeshadows. In fact, I've just done the outer corner, a little bit in the crease, and then in the inner corner here is my Bare Minerals pigment called Soul. On my cheeks is a Nars blush called Sin, and on my lips is a MAC lipstick in Ruby Woo. I very rarely use my MAC things. I've still got a few MAC things because they're not cruelty free, but, you know, I have not worn this lipstick for years and years, and I really fancied this particular red lipstick today, but this is MAC Ruby Woo. That's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.